Have you ever wondered how to make delicious bread at home? The smell of fresh homemade bread wafting through the house is one of life's simple pleasures. Today we're going on a journey to unlock the secrets of baking the perfect loaf. First, gather the ingredients. For this task you will need 3 1/4 cups of bread flour, 1 packet of active dry yeast, 1 1/4 cups of warm water, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Begin by proofing the yeast. Dissolve the sugar in warm water and sprinkle the yeast on top. Leave it in a warm place for about 10 minutes. You'll know it's ready when it becomes frothy and bubbly. While the yeast proofs, combine the bread flour and salt in a large bowl. Make a well in the center and pour in the olive oil. Once the yeast has proofed, pour it into the well. Now comes the fun part, kneading the dough. Knead the dough for about 10 minutes until it's smooth and elastic. This is a crucial step as kneading develops the gluten in the flour, which gives the bread its structure. Next, place the dough in a lightly oiled bowl, cover it with a clean cloth and let it rise. This process, known as proofing, will take about 2 hours. The dough should double in size during this time. After the dough has risen, punch it down to release the air. Then, shape it into a loaf and place it in a lightly greased loaf pan. Cover the pan and let the dough rise again for about 1 hour. Finally, it's time to bake the bread. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and bake the bread for about 25 to 30 minutes. The bread is done when it's golden brown and sounds hollow when tapped on the bottom. To summarize, here are the steps to make delicious bread at home. 1. Gather the ingredients. Bread flour, yeast, warm water, olive oil, sugar, and salt. 2. Proof the yeast. 3. Combine the flour and salt, add the olive oil and yeast mixture. 1. Knead the dough. 2. Let the dough rise. 6. Punch down the dough and shape it into a loaf. 1. Let the dough rise again in the loaf pan. 8. Bake the bread. And there you have it, the art of making delicious homemade bread. Remember, practice makes perfect. So don't be discouraged if your first few loaves aren't perfect. Keep at it and soon you'll be baking bread like a pro. Happy baking!